Hello and good day to all friends. This is Mojtaba Rasti from the Thales team, and today is December 14th, 2025. I'm here with you with a weekly analysis, a weekly outlook for the end-of-week expiry on Bitcoin's situation. Using the Thales Market Screener tool, please note that these analyses are for educational and informational purposes only. If you use this to take positions in the market, the responsibility for any profit or loss is entirely your own. All right, let's go to the market screener and see what valuable insights we can gather from this data. For our end-of-week trades, well, from the start of the week, December 12th, up to the Friday expiry until now. For the December 19th expiry this week. For the upcoming Friday, the Friday ahead of us, in the raw database, as you can see, about 8,000 Bitcoin are in the form of 4,000 option contracts, and the result is bullish. The result is bullish, and interestingly, you can see we're moving toward establishing a bottom. Right now, our delta is trending downward, up to this point, up to 85,700, which we've talked about before. We've discussed it a lot in the analyses. Here's where the bottom starts, meaning as the price drops, our delta turns bullish, which means we're seeing put selling. The bottom starts from 85, and it could go down to 75. 75 is the most pessimistic scenario, but where are the steps? The steps depend on this point. 80,000, 80,000, 81,000. These are actually the average of the puts that have been sold. Actually, it continues for what? For the put that has been sold, for a bullish move that's anticipated here, that is the calls that have been bought. And 94,000 is their step, their average. And they can go up to 98, and here, finally, if we move the slider forward, up to 101. Here, it becomes volatile. A volatility that shows us a floor at 80,000, 81,000, and a ceiling at 96,000, which again matches the scenario we mentioned earlier. As we move forward, it becomes bullish again. In a way, it means we have a floor. Look here, check out the amount of put sales. The average gamma short is at 80,000, and above that, we have a gamma long with an average of 92, which can go up to 95 to 96 as well, and this situation continues until the end. Then another bullish leg comes up, see? These last ones are interesting. The bullish trades come in again, look. So, as you can see, we are establishing the floor. For the bullish side, this is the interpretation you can have. Let's move on to the last part. December 26th, trades that have come in since Friday until now. Again, it's bullish. Again, it's bullish. Here we have it then. See, we've entered a floor. From 93,000 to 92,000, our delta is decreasing. The price is bullish. We're heading toward this gamma. Where's the gamma? 84,000, 83,500. The average can go down to 81. Why? Because of the gamma exposure that's up above. That means from around 93,000, 4,000 calls have been bought, and it can go up to 110, 109. The average is 102. The average of this gamma, the gamma exposure, is 102. Now, let's move forward and see, does it get volatile here? Recent trades. Here, it takes on a bit of a downward form, but here we're moving up toward a peak, see? Our peak starts at 90,000, and this peak can go up to 106. The average of this gamma, actually the gamma short, is the average of the calls that have been sold here. This gamma short is 99,000, 100,000. Let's go. A bit further ahead, there's another downward leg, a kind of volatile situation. Look here. At the very end, it once again takes on the form of a put-selling situation. There's a bottom showing around 87, 85 to 88. So overall, in my opinion, it's still possible to maintain a bullish outlook. Now, for the 26th, we have time for newer trades to be added, and then we can review them. But if we set the indicator to the next 19 weeks, it's showing us an upward trend, even though the price is coming down, meaning even the trades from the last hour, which actually saw the price drop. If we set the indicator, you can see that the bullish outlook is visible after the bottom is established. Can you see the bullish outlook? You can see here, if we consider the trades from this point, the volume has gone up a bit again. Look, we're coming down here with the price dropping, our delta is bearish, and the put buying is up to here, 85. This is where the bottom starts. The bottom starts here and moves toward the upper range, which continues up to 96, 97. Let's move on to the process database and the strategies. Alright, let's look at the strategies. Let's set the open interest to negative. Sorry, let's set it to positive. You see again, there's a possibility for both directions, but more likely to the upside. It's dominant in the process database too. The upside is clearly dominant, and you can see it from the delta's upward influence. It's completely clear that the upside is dominant. At 93, the gammas... Okay, let's increase the size. 10 Bitcoin... Alright, we need to go higher. 50 Bitcoin. 19 trades, 50 Bitcoin. We've got a good volume here, so we can analyze it and see what we've got. There, we have 200 Bitcoin, a long call at 94,000. The long call at 94,000 was entered on Friday the 12th, and for the 19th, people are expecting an upward move. We've got another 200 Bitcoin, again, a long call at 95,000, again. It was also entered on Friday the 12th. Alright, let's see what strategy we can use here. These were two of our biggest trades, actually our largest trades. Let's check the strategy and see what we've got. Take a look here. There's probably a spread strategy here, maybe an iron butterfly. Let's check. 1, 2, 3. No, this is a different setup. Actually, it could look like something else, but let me make sure I got it right. 1, 2, and this is 3. Yes, this is the setup. It looks like a risk reversal. Now, I can't recall exactly off the top of my head. Honestly, I don't remember why they call this strategy by that name, but the strategy itself speaks for itself. Look, this is where we are right now. There's something that stands out visually. There's a pinpoint at the lower strike at 84. So there is indeed a distinct profit peak here, and any amount exceeding 98,000 units is also comfortably within the profit zone. In other words, the financial side, where you are able to generate substantial profit, is essentially unlimited to the upside, offering immense potential. So it expects more upward movement, which is why the profit to the upside is left unlimited. Above 98,000, and here to the downside, there's also a pinpoint at 82.85, which you can see is a bottom here. Selling puts, the average is around 83, 84, and on the other side, buying calls, with the main one at 96. So you can see that too. It took a bullish move from there, meaning a limited move downward, a bottom stabilization, and then an upward move. Here, we don't have it. This is the strategy. See, this is a bearish spread. This is a bearish spread. Its value is Davis Bitcoin up to 80,000. This trader has seen the bottom at 80,000. As we said, that's one of the levels where we might go down to. If 84 breaks, then actually we could go down to around 80,000. We could drop to 80,000, and this trader has spotted that area, but it's limited, meaning he sees it as the bottom. 84,000. He doesn't see much chance of it going lower than that. Here again, we have this. Again, 200 Bitcoin, and this is also a bearish spread. So together, that's 400 Bitcoin, a 400 Bitcoin bearish spread. It's a bearish move that's coming to the bottom at 80,000. Of course, that's the peak profit, meaning the maximum he's considered. The price might not necessarily reach that point. So the median profit is 84. The average profit, the midpoint, is 84. Now, let's take a look at... If we take a look at the 26th, well, the 26th is pretty heavy too. We can set it for the 100 Bitcoin ones. Let's take a quick look. For 100 Bitcoin and above, for December 26th, check out the ones with 100 Bitcoin and above. It gives us a structure like this. It's more like a... Actually, we can say it's more of a short strangle, with fluctuations between 80 and 92. That's basically stabilizing the bottom, meaning in this range, we can write it as a bottom stabilization. And the strategy here is Look, we have these two, which, yes, is a bullish strategy, which is a callback spread. If I'm not mistaken, look, it wants 108 and above to go up. It wants 108 and above to be profitable. 300 Bitcoin for the end of December, and here as well. We don't have anything specific as a strategy, so what can be said as a summary is, it seems that around 87 to 88, we might see a reaction in the short term. Now, based on what we discussed in the previous analysis, we could go up to the resistance and then see a lower bottom. We could see 84, meaning by the end of the week, the 84 bottom really stands out in the analyses and strategies, that 84 bottom. It's possible to see it by the end of the week, but we will have a rebound. It seems that ultimately, with a bullish outlook, we might even reach 84 by the end of the week. We might even see it and then actually witness a reversal to the upside. Thank you for your attention. I hope it was helpful, and until the next analysis.